आपको कभी किसी ने बोला है कि सिर्फ 1 लाख रुपए इन्वेस्ट करो और 6 महीने में 10 लाख रुपए कमाओ? सुनने में टेम्पटिंग लगता है ना, बट दिस कैन बी ए स्कैम लाइक पोंजी स्कीम. Hello everyone, welcome back to Legal's Educare. In this video, we'll understand how Ponzi schemes lure you in with sweet promises and then rob you of everything. तो Ponzi scheme exactly होती क्या है? In simple words, this scheme is a fraud scheme जिसमें नए इन्वेस्टर्स का पैसा पुराने इन्वेस्टर्स को दिया जाता है बिना किसी एक्चुअल प्रॉफिट के. ये स्कीम तब तक चलती है जब तक नए इन्वेस्टर्स आते रहते हैं. जब नए लोग ज्वाइन करना बंद कर देते हैं तब स्कीम कोलैप्स कर जाती है. इट्स लाइक हाउस ऑफ कार्ड्स, इनिशियली स्ट्रॉन्ग और सॉलिड लगता है, बट वन डे ये स्कीम इनएविटेबली कोलैप्स हो जाती है. नाउ लेट्स टॉक अबाउट सम पॉपुलर पोंजी स्कीम्स इन इंडिया. India has seen several Ponzi schemes over the years, each more shocking than the last. Let's look at some of the most infamous cases that shook the nation. First is the Sharda Group scam. In 2006, Sudipto Sen founded the Sharda Group in West Bengal, cleverly naming it after Sharda Devi, wife of the revered spiritual figure Ramakrishna Paramahansa. By using that name, Sudipto Sen gained public trust and attracted small investors by promising high returns. शारदा स्कीम का टारगेट वेस्ट बंगाल, ओडिशा, असम और त्रिपुरा के स्मॉल इन्वेस्टर्स थे. सुदीप्तो सेन यूज्ड a network of agents offering hefty commissions and raised around 2,500 crore rupees in a few years. The company gained legitimacy through aggressive marketing, celebrity endorsements, and sponsorships of public events like Durga Puja and football clubs. Big names like Mithun Chakraborty and Shatabdi Roy became Sharda's brand ambassadors, and TMC MP Kunal Ghosh was made CEO of its media division. शारदा का एम्पायर ओनली इन्वेस्टमेंट तक लिमिटेड नहीं था. कंपनी ने एक बंगाली न्यूज़ चैनल एंड 8 न्यूज़पेपर्स को एक्वायर किया. इसके अलावा रियल एस्टेट, टूरिज्म, ऑटोमोबाइल मैन्युफैक्चरिंग और एग्रीकल्चर में डाइवर्सिफाई करके कंपनी को स्टेबल दिखाया गया. शारदा ने सेबी के रूल्स को डॉज करने के लिए 239 शेल कंपनीज बनाई so that कंपनी के इलीगल काम को छुपाया जा सके. Around 2010, SEBI and other authorities began raising concerns about the Sharda scam. By late 2012, payment defaults started to increase and in 2013 the company collapsed. सुदीप्तो ने अप्रैल 2013 में एक कन्फेशन लेटर लिखा जिसमें अराउंड 10,000 करोड़ रुपीस के स्कैम की डिटेल्स रिवील की और उसके बाद ही वेंट इनटू हाइडिंग्स. He was arrested on April 22, 2013. इन्वेस्टिगेशन से पता चला कि सुदीप्तो के पॉलिटिशियंस और पुलिस ऑफिशियल्स के साथ डीप कनेक्शंस थे. सुदीप्तो सेन ने काफ़ी पॉलिटिशियंस और ऑफिसर्स को ब्राइब किया था जिससे उसकी स्कीम बिना किसी ऑब्स्टेकल के चलती रहे. इन रिस्पॉन्स द वेस्ट बंगाल गवर्नमेंट एस्टेब्लिश्ड ए 500 करोड़ रुपीज रिलीफ फंड फॉर स्मॉल इन्वेस्टर्स एंड सेबी, RBI and CBI launched thorough investigations. Sudipto Sen was sentenced to 7 years in prison, but the scam devastated millions of poor and middle-class investors, leaving them bankrupt. SEBI is currently auctioning Sharda's assets to recover some of the losses, but the full scope of damage remains unclear with numerous cases still pending. This scam stands as a stark reminder of the dangers of unchecked greed and political collusion. Next case is the Rose Valley scam. 2015 के अराउंड एक और बड़ा फाइनेंशियल स्कैम सामने आया, the Rose Valley scam. This scam mainly operated in West Bengal, Assam and other states, trapping millions of small investors in its web. The mastermind behind it was Gautam Kundu, who ran the Rose Valley Group. The company raised around 7,520 crore rupees from innocent people, and some say that amount could be as high as 40,000 to 60,000 crore rupees. This made the Rose Valley scam even bigger than the infamous Sharda scam. The scam led to a large-scale investigations by multiple agencies like ED, CBI and SEBI. In 2015, Gautam Kundu was arrested under Prevention of Money Laundering Act. Investigations revealed deep-rooted political and police connections that helped keep the scam going for years. Even though several arrests were made and properties were seized, getting back the stolen money has been a very slow process. The ED continues to auction off properties owned by the Rose Valley Group, but the amount recovered is only a small of what was lost. Many legal cases related to the scam are still ongoing as investigators try to uncover the full extent of the fraud and recover more assets. In the end, the Rose Valley scam stands as a painful reminder of how greed and deception can ruin the lives of millions. It is a warning for people to be cautious about where they invest their money and for authorities to stay vigilant to prevent such large-scale frauds from happening again. Next case is the Speak Asia scam. The Speak Asia scam of 2011 was a massive multi-level marketing, that is MLM fraud, that trapped over 2.4 million investors and caused losses amounting to 2,276 crore rupees. The mastermind behind this scam was Ram Sumiran Pal, his brother Ram Nivas and Manoj Sharma, who launched Speak Asia in India around 2010. ये कंपनी सिंगापुर में रजिस्टर्ड थी और इंडिया में ऑपरेट करती थी। इस कंपनी में लोगों को 11,000 रुपीज़ का सब्सक्रिप्शन खरीदने और कुछ सर्वेज भरने पर 52,000 रुपीज़ एनुअल रिटर्न का लालच दिया गया। Investors were also encouraged to bring in new members, earning additional commissions. That created a pyramid scheme. At first, some investors actually received payments, which boosted the confidence in the company. However, by mid-2011, Speak Asia suddenly halted operations, leaving millions of people in financial ruin. Investigations revealed that around 900 crore rupees had been siphoned off to foreign accounts in Singapore, Dubai, Italy, and the UK for money laundering. The scam triggered investigations by ED and Economic Offence Wing, that is EOW, leading to several arrests. Ram Sumiran Pal, who had been on the run for over 2 years, was eventually caught. Authorities managed to freeze around 140 crore rupees around various bank accounts, but the total recovery has been far less than the amount stolen. Despite ongoing investigations and legal battles, much of the money remains uncovered, leaving many victims still hoping for justice. Speak Asia scam ने एक बड़ा लेसन दिया कि MLM schemes जो अनरियलिस्टिक रिटर्न्स का प्रॉमिस करती है, अक्सर लोगों को बुरी तरह से फंसा देती है. Next case is Vikram investment scam. The Vikram investment scam, which came to light in 2018, shook many people, especially because it involved high-profile individuals. The company based in Bengaluru was run by Raghavendra Srinath and his associates, who promised people huge returns by investing in commodity trading. What made this scam even more shocking was that famous personalities like cricketer Rahul Dravid, badminton star Saina Nehwal, and many doctors and businessmen were among the victims. Vikram Investments attracted over 800 people by offering returns of 30 to 35% annually. In the beginning, some investors did get their money back with profit, which made the company seem trustworthy. This convinced others to invest thinking their money was safe. But soon the payment stopped and many people realized they had lost their money. The total amount involved in the scam was around 3 to 400 crore rupees, out of which 86 crore rupees were misused by the company's leaders. By 2021, the ED has seized assets worth around 35 crore rupees linked to the scam. Investigations also revealed that some of the money had been funneled to foreign accounts, इंक्लूडिंग इन सिंगापुर. ये स्कैम हम सब के लिए एक लर्निंग है कि ऐसी इन्वेस्टमेंट स्कीम्स जो अनरियलिस्टिक रिटर्न्स का प्रॉमिस करती है, उनसे बचना चाहिए, खासकर जब वो सेबी या आरबीआई जैसी रेगुलेटरी बॉडीज के अंडर रजिस्टर्ड ना हो. नेक्स्ट केस इज गेन बिटकॉइन स्कैम. 2018 में गेन बिटकॉइन स्कैम सामने आया, जो इंडिया के सबसे बड़े क्रिप्टो करेंसी फ्रॉड में से एक है. इस स्कैम का मास्टरमाइंड था अमित भारद्वाज और उसके भाई अजय और विवेक. दे प्रॉमिस्ड अट्रैक्टिव रिटर्न्स, luring thousands of investors with a scheme that guaranteed a 10% monthly return on Bitcoin investments through a multi-level marketing model. The story began back in 2016 when Amit, who called himself a cryptocurrency expert, introduced Gain Bitcoin to the Indian market. अपनी कंपनी Variable Tech Private Limited के थ्रू उन्होंने एक एग्रेसिव मार्केटिंग कैंपेन स्टार्ट किया, जिसमें उन्होंने प्रॉफिटेबल बिटकॉइन माइनिंग कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स का प्रॉमिस किया. इन्वेस्टर्स को प्रॉमिस किया गया कि उन्हें 18 मंथ्स में 180% तक का रिटर्न मिलेगा. It was a very tempting offer because during that time Bitcoin was gaining immense popularity. People were eager to join, and with an initial investment of around 1 lakh rupees, they not only sought high returns but also the chance to earn commissions by bringing in new members. As news spread, over 8,000 investors flocked to Gain Bitcoin, investing an amount of 6,600 crore rupees. However, like many Ponzi schemes, this initial excitement was built on a shaky ground. Amit Bhardwaj and his associates paid early investors using money from the new investors, creating the illusion that the scheme was profitable. They also launched a crypto exchange named BitX, which helped them grow their presence in the cryptocurrency market. लेकिन mid 2018 तक नए इन्वेस्टर्स का इन्फ्लक्स धीरे धीरे कम होने लगा and the promised returns turned into silence. Investors began to complain. They were worried because they had not received their payments. जैसे ही स्कीम कोलैप्स हुई, भारद्वाज ब्रदर्स पब्लिक आई से गायब हो गए, which created panic and fear among investors. The ED got involved and launched investigation. They found that Amit and his associates had sent funds overseas, hiding them in countries like Singapore and Dubai. ED traced a shocking 900 crore rupees sent to Singapore alone, revealing a well-planned money laundering scheme. इस chaos के बीच बिजनेसमैन और एक्ट्रेस शिल्पा शेट्टी के हस्बैंड राज कुंद्रा का नाम इस स्कैम से जुड़ा हुआ आया. The ED claimed that he received 285 bitcoins from Amit Bhardwaj to set up a Bitcoin mining farm in Ukraine. As a result, the ED attached assets worth 97.79 crore rupees belonging to Raj Kundra, including properties in Juhu, Mumbai and Pune. Despite the allegations, Raj Kundra insisted he was not the mastermind behind Gain Bitcoin. As the investigation continued, several members of the Bhardwaj family were arrested, while others like Ajay and Mahendra Bhardwaj managed to stay hidden. The ED tracked down the accused asset, freezing many accounts and properties along the way. In a shocking twist, Amit Bhardwaj passed away in early 2022, leaving many questions unanswered. The Gain Bitcoin scam is a stark reminder of the risk involved in the cryptocurrency market and the need for better regulations. Next case is Pearls Agrotech Corporation Limited, that is PACL scam 2014. The PACL scam, also known as Pearl scam, was one of the biggest Ponzi schemes targeting farmers and small investors. इस फ्रॉड का मास्टरमाइंड था निर्मल सिंह भांगू, जो कि एक मिल्कमैन था, दूध बेचने वाला था, who turned into a notorious figure in the investment sector. He duped over 5.5 crore investors, swindling over 50,000 crore rupees using a pyramid scheme that relied on around 70 lakh agents across the country. निर्मल सिंह भांगू की स्टोरी काफी इंटरेस्टिंग है. He was originally from Barnala, Punjab, began his career selling milk with his brother while studying political science. In the 1970s, he moved to Kolkata, where he worked with Pearls, a notable investment firm. Later, he joined Golden Forest India Limited, another company that defrauded investors. कंपनी के बंद होने के बाद भांगू बेरोजगार हो गया. उसके बाद उसको ये फ्रॉड कंपनी बनाने का आइडिया आया. In 1996, भांगू launched the PACL scam, presenting it as a golden opportunity. He claimed that the funds would be used to purchase land for agricultural and commercial development. Investors were tempted with promises of substantial returns, but instead of land ownership documents, they received worthless receipts. This was a classic Ponzi scheme, जिससे पुराने इन्वेस्टर को नए इन्वेस्टर के पैसों से रिटर्न देकर चलाई जा रही थी. एजेंट्स को और लोगों को रिक्रूट करने के लिए एनकरेज किया गया, जिससे लोगों ने अपने फ्रेंड्स एंड फैमिली मेंबर्स को ज्वाइन कराया. To gain trust, Bhangu falsely claimed that PACL had been operational since 1983, while it actually started in 1996. Bhangu promised that in the event of a shutdown, the Ministry of Corporate Affairs would intervene, a statement that turned out to be misleading since the receipts held no actual value. The scheme came under the scrutiny in late 1990s when SEBI received multiple complaints about such investment schemes. In 1998-1999, SEBI introduced the Collective Investment Scheme, that is CIS regulation, to combat fraudulent practices. Investigations revealed that PACL was not complying with these regulations. SEBI ordered the company to cease operations and refund investors, but PACL challenged the ruling in the court. The Rajasthan High Court allowed PACL to continue operating, declaring that it was not a CIS scheme. However, the situation changed when SEBI escalated the matter to the Supreme Court. On February 25th of 2013, the Supreme Court ruled that PACL was indeed a CIS, ordering SEBI to take action. Despite the ruling, Bhangu's company continued its operation, even launching a news channel and sponsoring an IPL team to build trust among investors. By the time SEBI intervened, 5.5 crore investors, especially from Punjab, Rajasthan, Haryana and Delhi, had been scammed. On August 22, 2014, SEBI ordered PACL to refund investors, but the company failed to comply. The ED took action, seizing assets and interrogating Bhangu. Investigations uncovered recovered properties worth 500 crore rupees in Australia, along with 1,300 suspicious bank accounts linked to the scam. In 2016, Bhangu was arrested and assets worth 280 crore rupees were seized alongside documents valued at 20,000 crore rupees. Even after SEBI initiated the refund process, investors feared further deception from the fraudsters, claiming they needed to pay a 10% fee to recover their refunds. SEBI eventually created a dedicated website, sebipaclrefund.co.in, to facilitate refunds. To date, only those who invested up to 17,000 rupees have received any compensation. Nirmal Singh Bhangu's health deteriorated over the years and he was hospitalized due to various health issues. He passed away on August 26th of 2024 at Deen Dayal Upadhyay Hospital in West Delhi. His death marked the end of a saga that exposed the vulnerabilities in India's regulatory framework, leaving millions grappling with substantial financial losses. The PACL scam is a stark reminder of the risk involved with unregulated investment schemes and emphasizes the urgent need for better regulatory oversight to protect investors from falling prey to such fraudulent activities. Now let's discuss how Ponzi schemes operate. Ponzi schemes usually operate in 3 stages. First stage is luring. First, scammers try to attract people by promising very high returns on their investments. For example, in the Gain Bitcoin scam, Amit Bhardwaj promised investors a 10% monthly return on their Bitcoin investments. He used flashy websites, positive testimonials, and even connections to well-known personalities to make his scheme look trustworthy. This shiny marketing caught the attention of many potential investors who wanted to get rich quickly. Second stage is initial returns. Once they have some investors, scammers start paying out return to these early participants. This is a key moment because it builds trust and encourages even more people to invest. In the PACL scam, Nirmal Singh Bhangu initially paid early investors using the money from new investors. Many believed they were making profits, which encouraged friends and family to join in. However, the money given in those early investors did not come from actual profit, but rather from the money that new investors were putting in, making the scheme appear successful. And the last stage is collapse. Eventually, the scheme runs into trouble if the number of new investors decreases or if authorities start investigating, the whole operation starts to fall apart. In the case of Speak Asia, when new investments dried up, the promised return turned into silence and many investors found themselves in financial ruin. When the PACL scam was finally exposed, millions of investors were left with huge losses, having believed in the promises of high returns. Most of the money disappeared and those who trusted the scheme were left scrambling to recover their investments. Ponzi schemes often start with enticing promises and illusion of profitability, but they eventually collapse, leaving countless victims in their wake. Now let's talk about the legal framework against Ponzi schemes in India. In the world of investments, Ponzi schemes are like hidden traps waiting to catch unsuspecting people. But India has created strong laws to protect its citizens from these scams. Let's take a closer look at the key laws that help keep people safe from Ponzi schemes. Number 1, the Banning of Unregulated Deposit Schemes Act 2019, that is known as BUDS. In 2019, India introduced an important law calling the Banning of Unregulated Deposit Schemes Act. This law was made because many people were losing their money to fake investment schemes that promised huge returns. This act clearly says that any unregulated deposit scheme is illegal. If anyone tries to accept money from people without following the rules, they can get into serious trouble. The law states that those who break it can go to jail for up to 10 years. This is a strong warning for anyone thinking of cheating innocent investors. The main goal of this law is to keep people safe from fraudulent companies that lure them in with attractive offers. It helps ensure that people can invest their money with confidence, knowing there are protections in place. Next law is the SEBI Act 1992. Another important player in this story is the Securities and Exchange Board of India, that is SEBI, which was established under SEBI Act of 1992. SEBI acts like a watchdog for securities market. SEBI closely monitors investment schemes to catch any potential fraud. If they suspect a scheme is a Ponzi scheme, they can investigate it. It has power to freeze the assets of the companies that are believed to be running scams. This means that scammers cannot access their money, which can help prevent further cheating. The SEBI can file complaints against those running Ponzi schemes. They act quickly to ensure justice for those who have been cheated. Next law is the Price Cheats and Money Circulation Schemes Banning Act 1978. Before the newer laws, the Price Chits and Money Circulation Schemes Banning Act of 1978 was already in place to protect people from quick money schemes. This law makes it illegal to operate any money circulation schemes or lotteries that promise fast returns. It recognizes that these schemes can quickly turn into Ponzi operations. By banning these types of schemes, the law helps inform the public about the dangers of unrealistic investment offers. It reminds everyone that if something seems too good to be true, it probably is. These laws not only punish those who try to cheat others, but also empower organizations like SEBI to act quickly and effectively. As more people invest their money, knowing these laws can help them avoid scams and make safer choices. Now let's talk about how you can spot a Ponzi scheme before it's too late. There are some common red flags to watch out for. Number 1, unrealistic returns. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Be wary of schemes promising sky-high returns with little risk. Second is consistent high returns. No legitimate investment can offer consistently high returns. The market fluctuates. Next is unregistered investments. Always check if the company is registered with the SEBI or other regulatory authorities. Next is complex or secretive strategies. If the investment model is hard to understand or secretive, that's a big warning sign. So how do you protect yourself from falling victim to a Ponzi scheme? First, do your research. Always research the company and the people behind it. Look for any complaints or legal actions against them. Next, verify registration. Check if the scheme is registered with regulatory bodies like SEBI. Next, consult financial experts. When in doubt, talk to a financial advisor or lawyer to verify the legitimacy of an investment. Next, avoid get-rich-quick schemes. Remember, there is no shortcut to wealth. Stay away from offers that sound too perfect. Ponzi schemes may promise the world, but all they deliver is heartbreak. Stay informed, stay cautious, and protect yourself from scams. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more insights into the world of law and scams.